Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Overwatch game. In this one, I'm going to talk about Lucio. A little bit more advanced strategies with Lucio. I'm not an advanced player probably, but I feel like I am kind of catching on to some stronger techniques that you can use with Lucio. So Lucio is a support character. He's a healer. He's got a kind of line of sight healing. So if people are near you, they're just going to passively get healed. He can boost his healing with the thing on the middle of the screen right there on his reticule. Is got the healing yellow charge right now. You can also switch that to the green, which is the speed boost. Now that's really key to understanding Lucio, is that he heals people around him, but he also has that speed boost. And when you get better at Lucio, you'll get more confident in switching to that speed boost and knowing that you're okay. Because one of the more important things as Lucio is to keep yourself out of line of sight. I do an okay job here. One of the things they need to set up here is they got a Widowmaker, they got a Reinhardt, we have a Reinhardt. That Widowmaker is really good at picking me off, and she does a few times, I think. But that's something you really need to pay attention to as a Lucio, because you need to stay out of her way, because she doesn't have to do... You don't have much health. You have 200 health. She can take you out in like a headshot. I think she might be able to take you out in 2 regular body shots. So that means that you really have to stay out of the way, especially if it's a good Widowmaker. Especially, and also because the Widowmaker is likely used her ultimate ability, which reveals all the enemies on the map. So that means that she can see where you are, probably. I mean, and you're going to be near the tank, right? If you have a Reinhardt, your Lucio is going to be near them. Now, one of the other things is on our team, we had a Mercy. Or eventually we had a Mercy. It doesn't look like we have a Mercy now. But the Mercy really helped out because she was able to direct heal with her stronger heals on individual people, including myself. And I was able to kind of keep everybody topped off and everybody moving quickly when we needed to, because there are moments in this match where it's very important that people moved quickly. I think one of those points is when people use ultimates. So when Bastion, there's an enemy Bastion that's quite annoying. You saw earlier. He's pretty good. He's good at sneaking behind our lines and catching us off guard, which is what Bastions are pretty good at. He uses his ultimate ability, which is his tank mode, and that will just start destroying. I mean, it's like Pharah up close, right? It's like a little Pharah, and I think it does more damage than Pharah. So, like, you need to get out of his way very quickly. Now, obviously, some of that requires timing on your own end. You have to just know when to move out of the way, but if Lucio gives you a speed boost, it helps because you can just, you know that you have a lot more time to get away. One of the things with this map, and all this kind of stuff, I guess my disclaimer would be that all this stuff kind of applies to this map, and I think it's Volskaya? I don't remember. I'm bad at the map names. This map. This ending point here is tough to get because you have to go through this big choke point. I mean, there's other little areas, but they're high up, so it's hard to drop down, and there's this big middle area where the enemies are going to be controlling that point. And it's very hard to get in there. As you can see, we're pushed back in this hole, and this is a bad point. I was really trying to get out of here because all that Reinhardt would have to have done is get up to the doorway and just ram us. So that was hard. Now, one of the other things with Lucio too is that you can use his primary fire, which is those little beats, those green beat things dropping or flowing out of his flowing out of his gun. Those can pick people off without them noticing, which is pretty useful because it shoots quickly and they just keep floating towards wherever you shot. So you can kind of lead your shots and get used to kind of capping people, or just killing them if they're low on health, or just kind of annoying them. So Lucio can be annoying, especially since he's not a high priority target. He should be a priority target, but because he skates around as fast and he moves around and heals all the time, he's annoying to kill unless you're like a Tracer or something. And they didn't have a Tracer, they just had like a Bastion and stuff, and a Bastion would much rather probably just start drilling holes into our Reinhardt than try to deal with our Lucio. So I had an advantage just based on the team makeup of the other team. So yeah, so this is hard. So that Widowmaker really keeps me back. That Widowmaker's a strong counter to Lucio, and we kept losing our tank. See how our tank's dead right now. And one thing I kept trying to do in this match, and I feel like it helped, but I don't know if it actually did, but maybe it's a strategy on some scenarios. What I did is I popped my, I popped my healing here, but I popped my speed boost, and I returned back to our spawn, which wasn't too far away, and it should never be that far away, and I helped our tank get back up as the Mercy was here. Because I had that other healer to rely on, and I know I can move quickly and I'm not a big target like Mercy, I was able to kind of run back and get the Reinhardt back to where we are. So that way we don't do death chaining, which is a thing that I talked about in a recent video. You can go watch that. Which basically just means that people go in one by one and die because they're not all grouped up and getting all the benefits of having characters interact with each other. So we were doing pretty good by keeping each other together, and they started switching to characters to really counter that, which would be like a, see that Reaper. Later in the game they start switching to Reapers, and Reapers can really just get in there because they can go in that form that I forget the form name, but basically just avoid all damage and go in and out of big groups and just start taking heavy or dealing heavy damage. That's one thing they started doing, which is smart on their part. They didn't eventually make it work out for them, but it was a good counter. It was a good try. But yeah, we were just really strong with that other Mercy. I think two supports, a Mercy and a Lucio, are really good on this map. You can see that another Reinhardt gets killed again, and I don't really care too much about trying to go and find my other my offensive character. See that McCree's out there right in front of me, and you know, like, he's pretty weak. He's not doing anything particularly great. Like, he should have started taking that. Well, maybe he didn't want to take the point because of the Reinhardt coming in, but I really didn't want to deal with the Reinhardt. Because the Reinhardt could just crush me, and he's got that shield, and I'm never going to kill him. So I went back, see here, and I went and got our Reinhardt, because I knew that he's a pretty good player, and, you know, you kind of understand the tank after a little bit of play, and I could see that he knows what he's doing, and he knows that he should just be pushing forward, and we can all sit behind him, so I thought that was pretty good. I thought this was hilarious. I think they both... Does it happen here? No, it doesn't. There's a moment earlier. Oh, you know what? I don't think I recorded it. There's a moment where two Reinhardts just ram each other. That might have happened earlier in this video. I don't remember, but it was pretty hilarious. Yeah, our Reinhardt keeps dying because they're doing a pretty good job at killing him, but you can see that, like, we're ready to bring him back. Like, we're all waiting. Like that Widowmaker, yeah, she sticks in the back, but she's also being smart by not trying to rush in there by herself. And we got to deal with this Reaper. But, you know, death chaining is a big problem, and it's nice that this group didn't do that. And I think I tried to do my best to help that out, you know, try to encourage not going in by yourself by bringing each other close. So you can see here that I didn't kill that Reaper, but that primary fire on Lucio's weapon is pretty nice. And I think I get a pretty good kill on that Reaper right up here, which is pretty good, because the other thing about Reaper is other thing about Lucio is that he has the push move, his secondary fire on his weapon, which just pushes people around. And I get this Reaper. Did I get this Reaper? I guess I just punched that Reaper. This Reaper, I think, might be the one. Yeah. See, he was right next to the edge, and I'm like, okay, well, you're going away. Because that's always a nice thing to do, because it saves time, right? Because, like, you can push him around, and you don't have to waste your bullets, and you get right back into getting this point. The other thing I was doing, too, is trying to push that Reinhardt away, because that Reinhardt, like, he's melee, right? So you, as a Lucio, you should try to get him away from people, because he's going to start slamming people. He doesn't have a gun, so it's just do your best with all of Lucio's really kind of kinetic abilities. Like, he's just a very versatile healer, and he's really strong, especially with another healer like Mercy. I thought that game went really well. I was really proud of my own Lucio play. I think there's ways I can get better. There's mistakes, but I just wanted to point out some of the extra little things I did that I think helped the team quite a bit, and things that you could probably apply yourself. But that's it for this video. If you want to watch more Overwatch videos, I got a ton on my channel, and see you in the next video.